Are you in the market for an iPhone but don't want to break the bank on the newest model? Whether you're into mobile gaming or you want to get into photography, buying used can be a great option and save you a lot of money in the process. So if your budget's from $300 to $600, check this video out because there could be a phone out there to suit all your needs. Now, before we start, if you find yourself already having an older iOS device, we usually don't recommend you to upgrade until it starts to have major performance issues like sluggishness or a battery that doesn't retain a full charge. Likewise, if your favorite app's no longer supported or iOS support has dropped completely. With that out of the way, I'm Corey with ItsWorthMore.com, and these are our picks for the best used iPhones for 2023. Despite being almost 4 years old now, the iPhone 11 still packs quite a punch in terms of features for the price. For us, this is a great budget and beginner option, especially if you're new to the Apple ecosystem, even if it's missing out on some more modern features like 5G. It features an all-glass body, comes in 6 different colors, and comes with Dolby Atmos support, providing you with spatial audio to give you a more immersive sound experience. The camera has also been greatly improved compared to previous generations thanks to it having a dual lens camera on the back of the device, as well as a 12 megapixel front-facing true depth camera, which adds the ability to take slow-mo selfies at 120 FPS and more reliable Face ID. Another notable feature is the inclusion of night sight, giving you the ability to take better photos in low light situations. So with the notable features of the 11 out of the way, what are the benefits of the Pro and Pro Max versions? Well, the biggest differences are screen size and camera capabilities. Both the Pro and Pro Max versions actually have an additional telephoto lens in the rear of the camera, which helps reduce distortion when you're taking a photo or video and want to zoom in. Now, if you're curious about which screen size is best, that's really going to come down to which form factor you prefer. The standard iPhone 11 has a 6.1 inch screen, while the iPhone 11 Pro has a 5.8 inch screen. So it's a little bit smaller than the regular 11, but the biggest of the three versions is going to be the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which has a 6.5 inch screen. It can be a bit of a struggle to fit in your pocket, but it's probably also going to be the best for streaming content and playing games on the go, especially since you're going to get a better battery life on the 11 Pro Max at about 20 hours of video playback compared to 17 with the regular 11. And overall, the iPhone 11 series is a great option, especially with the night sight mode. That was a feature they actually added with the iPhone 11 series. So depending on the condition and storage space you're looking for, the price is going to range you between $300 and $500 between the various models. Now, an alternative option to the 11 and a cheaper budget pick for those looking to get a phone for someone younger is the iPhone XR. You can find it for around $200 used depending on the condition, and while it's certainly beginning to show its age, it's going to have great performance in terms of video games and general app performance still. There are some drawbacks to the phone that make it feel a bit more dated than the 11. It also doesn't have 5G, and it only has one rear camera on the back. Photos look great in a well-lit environment, but this might be the most dated feature honestly, due to the single rear lens camera on the back of the phone and the lack of night sight support. Sometimes it doesn't look too bad, and then sometimes it just looks very, very grainy. So keep that in mind, but for $200, you're gonna have a hard time finding a better ultra-budget iPhone pick. So for around $350, you get a fairly recent phone as far as features are concerned, all in a small package that's perfect for putting in your pocket on the go. It has an updated flat edge design like the rest of the 12 lineup, but due to its size, it's going to resemble the older 5S. What really makes this phone special is despite having only a 5.1 inch screen, it appears much larger than it normally is due to it being edge to edge, so you won't have to deal with the bezels on the top and bottom of the screen. And not only that, but thanks to its OLED screen, it has Dolby Vision support for recording and playback. So not only do you get to play back footage in HDR, but you get to record in Dolby Vision through both the front and rear facing cameras. Now, an alternative to the iPhone 12 mini is the iPhone SE 3rd generation, which you can find for about the same price as the iPhone 12 mini. It does have an updated A15 Bionic chip and 5G capabilities, so it's slightly faster, but it doesn't have an OLED screen like the iPhone 12 mini. And given how small the screen is, you probably won't be watching much content on it anyways, but with the small form factor already and it not being edge to edge, gaming and streaming is going to be a bit problematic unless you have really small hands. So for us, it's kind of our honorable mention. Moving on to our personal pick for the best used iPhone for 2023 is the 12 series. And visually, it's a pretty noticeable upgrade to the 11, sporting a more modern design thanks to its flat edges, with ceramic shield for better drop protection. Another modern feature is the ability to access 5G, along with the smart data mode option. And that's going to prevent your phone's battery from draining too much by switching to 4G when 5G is unavailable. And that's also available on the 12 mini version as well. Camera-wise, we'd say it's a pretty marginal increase in quality when comparing the 12 to the 11 series. Night sight's slightly improved, and now you're able to record 4K and Dolby Vision with both the rear and front-facing cameras. And if you find yourself being more into photography, the Pro Series also have the ability to take raw photos, which gives you more freedom when color correcting and trying to express yourself creatively. Another benefit for the Pro Series is the ability to do LiDAR scanning for augmented reality. And that's going to give you a 3D scanning effect, and it's just a nice feature to have, even if you probably won't use it all the time. Beyond the cameras, the only real difference between the Pro versions is going to be the size if you opt for the 12 Pro Max, as the regular 12 and 12 Pro both have a 6.1 inch screen. So if you have larger hands, the 12 Pro Max is probably going to be a favorite for you. It has a 6.7 inch screen and can be a bit difficult to use with one hand. But I use the 12 Pro Max and I have medium to largest hands, and I haven't had too much issue. Occasionally, if I have one hand trying to text, answer an email, it's a little cumbersome, but other than that, it's been great for me. Overall, the 12 series is a great pick and our pick for the best used phone to buy due to having great performance and modern features. We think most will benefit with the regular 12, as its $400 price range is better than the Pro versions, but if you want a more photography focused phone, definitely check out the Pro versions, as a slight increase in price could absolutely make it worthwhile for you. And we have one final pick, and that's going to be the 13 series. And you can find it for about $800 to $900 depending on storage size and condition of the device. And to be honest, it was really close to being our top choice, but we felt that the prices between the 12 and the 13 series just couldn't justify the small performance increases. That's not to say that they're not improvements, most notably what Apple is calling their ProMotion display, and what that's going to do is provide you with a 120 Hz refresh rate for your screen, compared to the 60 Hz on the iPhone 12 and previous generations. What the 120 Hz refresh rate does is give you a much smoother scrolling experience, so if you're scrolling through a website, you're able to read the text a lot easier instead of having it be a blurry mess. There are some additional upgrades, like the OLED screen being about 30% brighter, so if you're someone that likes watching a lot of HDR content through Disney Plus or Netflix, definitely want to check that out, or if you just want a brighter screen in general. And gaming performance is greatly improved, and because of the A15 Bionic chip, you're going to have a lot better graphics. But to be honest, you're really not going to notice it, and most mobile games are pretty well optimized. Again, some cool features, but for price to performance, we'd recommend going with the 12 series or 11 series if you don't care about 5G, as those are going to be a lot cheaper maxed out compared to the starting range of the iPhone 13 series. We've kind of hit a point now where new iPhone releases only really bring small incremental changes. So any of these phones are going to be able to last you a while and feel modern at the same time. Whether you want something more high-end like the iPhone 13 Pro, or you want something budget like the iPhone XR, they're all going to be great options for you. It's really all about what your budget is and what kind of features you are looking for. Thanks for watching. I'm Corey with ItsWorthMore.com, and have a great day.